life schooler. I am coming to you today to talk to you about calendar. I have been promising people that I was going to talk to you about calendar and kind of show you what it is and how to do it for a while, and I just have not had time. It's, holidays, family, life with 4 kids, and work, just all of it together has just been very challenging. But today I am going to do it. So anyhow, let's start off with what is calendar. Basically with calendar, you talk about the month, the day of the week, the date, the year. Sometimes you will talk about weather, maybe the season. All those things are your calendar time. There are lots of ways that you can extend calendar time to work on some like literacy concepts and math concepts, which is kind of what I'm going to show you today, how to do that. Calendar is really good for like preschool up through, really and truly up through like elementary. Any age can do it. And you can kind of level out what you're doing, okay? So anyhow, with calendar, it's a great way to practice time concepts with calendar because calendar, like the month, the day, yesterday, today, those kind of things are very difficult for young children to understand because with time you cannot hold it. It's not a math manipulative that you can hold it and you can put two and two together to make 4. You can't do that. It's something that comes with practice and maturity, and so it's just something that you just have to kind of expose them to every single day. It's not a lesson that you can just teach in 1 week and the kids automatically get it, okay? So it's just something that you just have to kind of work on. And doing it through calendar is a great way to work on those concepts. So anyhow, I'm going to show you how to do calendar, all right? Are you ready? Great. Okay, so this is how I do calendar for the like beginning established group. So that would be children who has basic concepts. They have number sense down. They're ready to move on to more challenging math concepts, and they have their letter sounds down, and they know how to make some small words, and they have general idea of how to read. So that is what we do. This is what I do with my older 2 kids. So anyhow, so with this set, and this set is available for free on my website, thelifeschooler.com, and I actually have I think I have a calendar page under the math resources. So it has all of my calendar sets there, and each of them are free. So this month, for the month of February, I chose to do a heart theme, and I chose to do a pattern. So with those calendar sets, they do come with a colored set that I already picked a pattern for you, so that way you can just print it off and go. And then there's also a black and white set, so that way you can choose your own pattern. So if you want to do, instead you think that you need to do an ABC pattern, or maybe something more simple like just an AB pattern, or whatever you're wanting to do, you can color it in, or your child can color it in and make it your own, or you could just make it a very colorful calendar. So however you want to do it. So anyways, so we would talk about the month. So it's February. I have not caught this up. We've been busy. So I would say, so if today was the 15th, I would say, okay, so it's February 15th, 2021. And we would practice writing the date, the long date and the short date. We would practice what yesterday was and what's tomorrow going to be. And then, as you can see with this set, I do an educational concept in addition to the patterning. And this set right here is actually lines of symmetry. So my children have been practicing where the line of symmetry is and actually how many lines of symmetry that they can find. So that's what they've been doing with that. So from this, we would move on to literacy and math concepts. So with that, those of you that have talked to me and have read my blog know that I actually do I focus on language arts on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and math on Tuesday, Thursdays. So actually, that's what we do with our calendar too. So on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we focus on literacy concepts, and on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we focus on math. So let me show you what I do with my kids. Okay, so this would be something that I would do on a literacy day. So what I have chosen to do with my older children who are beginning readers, and they're really working on those sight words or heart words, however you want to call them, and they're working on decoding, all those things. I want to do a lot of writing because I want my children to see these words and see these sentences and answer the questions. So I do it a little differently whenever they're younger. So now that they are beginning readers, I wanted to do that to give them a reason to read. You have to read. So basically what they would do, hold on a second, they had a whiteboard. And so they have a whiteboard marker, and they would just write the answers on their whiteboard. And so they would write the month, they would write down the day, the long date. We have practiced that. Or they, I sometimes do like the short date. I'll do what was yesterday, what will tomorrow be, different things. So my questions just kind of change. I change it up because my kids get bored very easily. So we have to keep it changed, keep changing it up. So down here is one of my many things that I do. I will do different activities. So this one right here is how many words can you find in Monday? And so my children use these letters. They like it because it's like a puzzle, and they're sitting there and they're limited on the number of letters that they have, and they have to see how they can put those letters together to make words. So they usually start off and they're kind of almost competing against each other. They really enjoy that. To see what words they can come up with, and then towards the end, once they kind of start like slowing down and they can't come up with any more, I'll go up there and I'll start showing them, oh, there's this word and that word, and if we can make the word day, then we can put the M in front of it and make the word May, and so forth. So anyhow, this is how basically how I extend some literacy into our calendar time. Okay guys, let's talk about math. So with math, it's really easy because you can work with those numbers that are actually on the calendar, and each day the number's changing. But eventually you will probably have to change it up a little bit more because the kids will have a really solid foundation on the numbers 1 through 30. So anyhow, as you can see, this is for my bigger kids, and I'm actually writing out the words again because I want my children to sit here and try to decode these directions. I want them practicing reading, and the words that they can't read, I'm going to help them with it. So we usually read over it together as a very, very small group. So anyhow, the top one, because our day on the calendar was 15, I put illustrate the number 15 4 ways. So what is illustrating the number? So basically what you're doing is you can draw 10 frames, you can do dominoes, you can write math problems, you can write a word. You can draw the number 15 and decorate it, whatever you want to do. So my kids have a whiteboard, and they would do something like this, and they would draw the 15. So one thing that we like to do with 10 frames is we like to pretend that they're chocolate boxes. And we sit there and we talk about the different kinds of chocolates that we are putting in there. They might be cream filled or caramel or something. And they fill their order for the chocolate boxes. So there would be an example of 15. So another way that they may do it is actually writing the word. They may do a math problem because they're older now. 8 plus 7 equals 15. And they may do something like chocolate chips. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 cookies, one with 10 and one with 5. However they want to do it. I really don't care because I want them to have full, just artistic, creative ownership of what they're doing. So then we get down here to write 15 in expanded form. So this is where we start to get in our math manipulatives. So they're going to write the number 15 right here. They're going to get their math manipulatives, which I have my very fancy broken Ziploc bag full of base 10 blocks. So they would build 15 with a stick and with some cubes, and they would have it on there and they would karate chop it. So they would put their 10 right there and their 5 over here, and they would karate chop it and split it apart, because then they know that it's a 10 plus 5 equals 15. So this is what expanded form is. So basically you are breaking that number down into place values and the amount for each number. Okay, and so once they get 15 down, we pretty much, or the numbers 1 through 30, we're going to throw in some challenging numbers. So we may go, 68, or we may do 115 or 982. Whatever it is that the kids are ready for, we will go ahead and start working on that. So in this, my kids love doing this. Usually I will do a whole board full of times and they just plow through it, and they like for me to write their little initial beside the time as they complete it. So they all have a little gear clock and they do the time, and like I said, they'll show it to me and I'll put their initial beside it, and they just think that's a lot of fun. So anyhow, so these are just a few of the things that we do. We also work on money, and just and then the math concepts usually that are included with the calendar pieces. So this is basically how I do calendar with the big kids. You may be looking at it and you're going, oh my gosh, this is great. I've got it. I can go. Okay. And that's great. But some of you might be kind of struggling with maybe how to put it together, how to do it, and would prefer to have something already done for you. So I wanted to let you know that I have actually started making calendar books that are going along with my free calendar pieces on my website. And I just wanted to kind of show you what it is. So basically, I'm having an actual calendar, and they have to go through and they have to put the numbers in. And then you can go through and you can label, like we labeled the holidays. So you can go through and do that. So once again, it's just stuff. Now I can just be like, oh, you need to do your calendar pages, and they just go and do it. I don't really have to write anything anymore because it's already typed up. So it's actually fantastic for me. So can you write the long date for today? What day of the week is it? They have to practice that. Yesterday, tomorrow, and then I put in here in this actual book, I put in what color is your shirt. So I wanted to do that because I wanted my kids to practice writing color words, because we don't know exactly how to spell them yet. So we're working on that. So anyhow, here I have time, and we haven't really worked on AM and PM yet. So my kids loved that. And so we worked on that, and now they've got it. And then, like I was talking to you about the weather, right here, we have a weather page, and this is for the bigger kids, and we're actually doing graphing with the weather. So they would write the weather word, and then they graphed it for the entire month. For something like this that you're going to do for the whole month, I would suggest doing a wet erase marker, because then it won't erase as easily. And then we did word ladders, which is something that I used to do on the whiteboard a lot, but now we have this, and it's fantastic. How many words can you find in? And then we would write the word up here, and then they would find their words. We did ABC order and unscrambling the words. My kids love doing that, me having the word up there all scrambled up, and they would write the actual word down. And then here's the math portion of it, illustrating the number. Fact families. This is the expanded form. And here's our little piggy bank, because we would do piggy banks too. My kids loved drawing piggy banks. And then here, actually, You have to excuse my ink. This is not how I made it up. It's actually a really cute green, but my ink decided to make it a really fun striped pattern. Anyhow, and this was a free drawing page that you could use for free drawing, or maybe illustrating something else that you needed a bigger space. So, and actually, we always conclude our calendar time with a little bit of free drawing, because we've used our brains, we've worked hard, we need a little time just to sit there and just chill out and do something fun. So anyhow, if you think that you've got this and it's great, awesome. Go do it, because it's a lot of fun, and it's just, like I said, it's a great way to work on little bite-sized pieces of concepts in about 20 minutes. You can cover a lot of things. But if you think that you're needing a little more help, then I do have the calendar books on my website. I have the February one already up, and obviously that's not really going to be any help for you now because it's almost March, but I will have my March ones up soon. So anyhow, make sure to like this video. If you enjoyed what you saw, feel free to share it, and always subscribe. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.